What's up, gamers? I keep saying that recently. It's becoming kind of a broken part of my brain. I've got to think of a different way to start episodes, but it kind of, gets me into it. Few things before we start this episode. You may notice or may hear a slight difference in microphone and see that I am using a different microphone. I have a headset on at the minute. This is actually something I use for my podcast, Who Watches Who, a Doctor Who podcast. And I figured I might as well use it now to see how it works for the gaming videos as well, because I can be a bit movie all over the place, a little bit restless, and this way you can just kind of always hear me. You might not always see me in the face cam. Apparently I'm really bad at staying center frame and sitting still. I like to move around, but you'll always be able to hear me. Like, I could duck down like this and you can still hear me. I could turn around, I could turn around and look over this way and you can still hear me fine. It's beautiful. It's an incredible invention. But we are continuing on with Stellaris, with the Guberan Empire, with the rise of the greatness as we try to eat the galaxy. And we have a few things to get started off, so we're just going to jump straight into the early game here and get some things set up. It's been a little while since I played Stellaris, so it's going to take, a minute for everything to kick back into it. But first we need to decide on what we are researching. Both for physics, society, and engineering. So we can increase our research station output, get energy credits from technicians with field modulation, or unlock a field dynamic center, bending fundamental forces to our will, science applied algorithms. Okay, let's get a dynamic center research thing up. Let's go society. We want to get naval capacity plus 25 or fleet command limit plus 20. The bigger the army we can have, kind of the better, because especially with the type of race that we are, we're probably going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, and we want to be able to go to war with them and eat them. We want to eat them. Speaking of going to war, let's get some guns. Yes. Okay, so that's going to sit and tick away doing that sort of stuff. We have a bunch of things to work out on the planet. As you'll notice, time is not moving yet. I like to get everything sorted and then start moving time along. Select a focus for the Empire's course. Oh, this is interesting. This is new for me. I don't know this here. Empire focus, exploration, conquest, development. What is conquest? I want to read it. Can I not read it before clicking on it? Apparently not. Interesting. We could set it to. We could stick on exploration for now, I guess. We don't need to. Let's do conquest. We want a conquest. That's our goal. We want a conquest. We want to conquer the galaxy. I gotta be true to our needs and wants. We have a building that we cannot build because we don't have enough resources. Any arc? No, we don't have any fucking little diamondy boys here. Wow, this whole menu is different from when I last played the game. I love when games change so much. I forgot Florida was a moon. Planet summary. Current population, we have 1,200 blunt slaves on there. That's pretty good. A bunch of workers and elites and specialists. Very, very good. Elevate this colony's potential, forging a more prosperous, stable environment. Interesting. The economy here, we got the elites at the top, specialists, workers, civilians. Okay. Armies. Empty leader slot. I'm going to save these people for a little bit later when we start building up spaceships and stuff, which is probably what's going to be happening. Yeah, we just can't afford any buildings right now. Pretty soon. So we have got a military fleet here at the minute, which is what we're going to start building up, as well as a construction ship, which is very useful, and a science ship, which is incredibly useful, and a shipyard, which is also super useful. So the shipyard, first thing that I really want to be doing is let's get a, where are we for resources? Relatively low. So let's send out our science ship to, we kind of want to explore the galaxy and reach out and expand our reach to find new areas to colonize and to take over. We got a potential habitable planet over here, so that's a really good way to go out and survey that system. That's something that we should look into. So our little ship is gonna fly off, so if we wanted to, we could zoom in and you can see there he is zooming away through space. at incredibly high speeds. Meanwhile, our little engineer ship here, our little construction ship that could, if it's got a greed number on it, we're already mining it and we're getting those resources. As you can see, there's a couple resources over here and a couple resources here that we're just not utilizing. So we should fix that completely and build a mining station here. That way we can mine V-Simi for 3 minerals. And that's 3 minerals continuous throughout each turn. So as you can see up here, we've got plus 18 at the time. Through here is a bunch of other stuff as well. We have chosen our focus, as far as I can tell, is Conquest. Yeah. The game's just yelling at me for things that I think I've already done. Florida seems to be in a little bit of a shit heap right now. What's going on? Okay. 48% stability is not very good. What's up with you? Unemployed population and the building slots are available. So we should build... Can we build another mining district? No, we can't. Lacking 132 minerals. I just spent some of that. We might have to wait a turn. I see, but this must be down here. Build these things down here. Build buildings up here. This menu is different from when I last looked at it. The game gets updated quite frequently and constantly changes things. This seems quite easier to access specific information that wasn't accessible before, though, so we'll just keep an eye on that. Blockers preventing us. Resources. Shipyard. Hello, shipyard. How are we doing? Okay, we want to build probably another science ship, just so that we can research out in 2 directions at once. I also want to build another corvette. I don't want to build a colony ship just yet, because if we were to build another colony ship, it takes up a lot of pops and stuff like that, and we've got nowhere for them to go just yet. So, I want to... Ooh, we got an anomaly happening. Our science officer has found an anomaly. It will require extensive probing, but could garner a substantial find. Okay, so on Jugrad 6, there is something interesting afoot. We're going to leave it be for now and finish surveying the system that he's in. This is the new star system that he's found. There's a lot of planets there. Potential habitable planet of Corella over there. It's a savanna world, which is the type of world that we are from, which could be useful. Perhaps some yummy populations to eat. And construction ship has finished constructing, so we're going to build a research station over there. I like to micromanage when I'm playing the game. I don't know if that's how other people like to play it. We've got some recruitable leaders, which we can spend our influence, or our unity, sorry, on to get the scientists. Each scientist has got kind of their own personality. Tuparapok here is a roamer, which could be interesting, an archaeologist, or someone here who's got a shit ton of different... What the fuck? Hang on, I want to pause. I want to read this. What the fuck? Tuparafen, an expert in the field manipulation with a leadership trait. Empire effects as counselor. Research speed goes up. Chance for field manipulation goes up. The leader is, following years of study, considered an expert within the field of field manipulation. They're adaptable and archaeologists. However, they are tyrannical. The leader is known for treating his subordinates in cruel and oppressive ways, and a substance abuser. Fallen to substance abuse to cope with stress. Okay, but he's got some really cool stats. The other ones don't have these dark demons haunting them, but this guy's got some fucking interesting ones. I'm gonna go for him. He's gonna be in charge of the ISS Trok Yatal science ship, and they are going to head out down towards this star system here for a survey. That would be very, very nice. Another anomaly. Leader acquired. That's just telling me things that I already know. Lovely.
Construction venture completed.
I forgot the voice kind of echoes when things are done. We're just going to keep building some lovely stations. We're going to check up on our science ship over here. I love how quiet the early game of Stellaris is. You know, it's just you're reaching out, you're slowly branching out, and you're finding new places, and there's little weird things going on every now and then. You're managing your populations, and then it's like hell breaks loose, and that things become terrible. And you got a million things going on at once, and there's this galactic forum, and people are arguing, and there's wars declared, and atrocities found. Ooh, we found another anomaly, a rhythmic movement on the hellish surface of Uruguas. B1. Interesting. We'll have to check that out pretty soon. We have got traditions available. So as you progress through civilizations, you gain traditions, and we get to select our first tradition for the Gooberan race. Are they going to be adaptable and enmity? Goobers never move so fast as other goobers are setting the pace. As fast as when other goobers? Are they going to be political? Holy shit, this has gotten way bigger than when I last looked at it as well. I love DLC, man. Synthetic. Psionics is dawn. It's the dawn of the synthetic age. We shall unlock the power within the Gooberan mind with psionics. What if we could obtain genetic perfection? Cybernetics, our future lies in the fusion of flesh and machine. Unyielding, the galaxy is vast and full of dangers. Supremacy, the future of the galaxy belongs to those who are strong enough to seize it. Subterfuge, security lies in uncovering the secrets of others and keeping our own well guarded. There is no better indicator of the success or failure of a star of a nation than the strength of its economy. The galactic stage is set, and we intend to have a leading role. The flourish of our entrepreneurs paves the path to Gooberan prosperity. Few things can match the strength of a content populace working towards a common goal. We must expand our civilization to new systems and planets, or risk eventual extinction. Goobers never move so fast as to when other goobers are setting the pace. If we do not impose our will on others, they will inevitably impose theirs on us. Our curiosity about the universe is what got us this far, and there is still so much left to discover. The surest way to destroy your enemies is to make them your friends. To adapt is to survive and surpass. I think I kind of like the idea of genetics. The Gooberans start fucking around with their genetics, but maybe that's going to come in a little bit later on in the Gooberan timeline. You know, like maybe they're going to start becoming obsessed with, you know, perfection and the perfect Gooberan body, the perfect Gooberan mind. Psionics sounds fucking interesting. You know, like the Gooberans fucking Psycore, like what the fuck? A supremacy, I think, is probably what I'm going to end up going for just for this first one, because we want to be well prepared, well equipped for when we go to war with people and when we want to start taking over other empires and other civilizations and things like that. So I think supremacy, the future of this galaxy belongs to those who are strong enough to seize it. Let's adopt the supremacy tradition real fast right there. Yum, yum, yum. And we'll get little other things on that as it continues to grow and expand every now and then, which would be very nice. The Jugrad system is slowly getting surveyed. Construction is completed. That's very nice. What the fuck we're rebuilding? Right. Okay, so that is this system fully mined, which is good. I would like to, in the shipyard. Hello, shipyard. How are we doing on resources? We're doing pretty good. We can afford to build another ship. I would like to build another construction ship, please, and if it's not too much, another corvette. As you start, like, building and learning more in your technology, then you start getting more stuff in your fleet management. Holy shit, hang on. Quelnudaran society encountered. We have detected the presence of a pre-FTL alien civilization on Corella in the Jungrad system. They appeared to be in the later stages of a Bronze Age, having mastered early metalworking. Although most of their population is rural, several large city-states have formed. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Interesting. So, on Corella, on this planet here that we were considering colonizing, is another alien race. That is only in their Bronze Age. Whereas we are a spacefaring civilization. Not only that, we are a spacefaring civilization that likes to eat and breed other civilizations. So I think we may have found some people that might be yummy. These people might be yummy. Council agenda. Hey, look, this is our great Gooberan Empire, the Minister of Defense, the Head of Research, the Minister of State, and of course, the Chairwoman, Voltvegas. So let us see. What have we got here? Launch agenda. What is our agenda? I think our agenda was, Ah, here we go. Display of power. Our neighbors will know prepare for war if necessary. We don't need that yet because we don't really have any neighbors that we know of. Ideas and theories for new ways to improve ourselves must be discussed. Pursued with fervor. Evolving society. Preserve the order. Progressive growth. Let's see. I think maybe evolving society. I think we wanna grow and change as a civilization. We wanna find. I apparently cannot set this agenda to be. What the fuck? We're gonna launch our agenda of infinite opportunities. Ah, right, okay, and then prepare the next agenda for progressive growth. There we go. Lovely stuff. Okay, so that's really interesting over on Corella. Once we start finding out more about what they look like, that would be very interesting. The Great Guberan Empire is abuzz with news of a pre-FTL alien civilization found by our fleets. They may not be capable of spaceflight, but the aliens of the Corella are quantifiably intelligent, and their society shows all the hallmarks of a moderately advanced culture. New life offers valuable scientific insights. Prepare to confront the potential threats, or our dominance must be asserted. I think our dominance must be asserted. We must make sure that these people know that we are in charge. I wonder if we can find them in the species list yet. All species? No, they're not actually up here yet. But we got the goobers and we got the blunks. Who are there while we continue to scan this system. We're definitely going to set up observation base over there. I'm going to move this ship actually over towards this system. I actually think I might have set 2 ships there, which I don't want to do. Yep, I just want the 1. Thank you. I would like you to enter orbit over here because we'll build a starbase there and turn that into our own system. Which will be very, very nice, and we can start building up an army there. We can start building bases there, minings, and continue to expand from there, kind of hopping along, you know. There are so many anomalies happening in Jungrad. What an interesting little system this is to be right next to. And we also have another tradition available, so we can continue and build up our supremacy, if that is something that we were interested in. Master Shipwrights, the ever-increasing scope of our shipbuilding programs has led to the creation of highly skilled and efficient labor forces at our... Sorry, I'm choking on food. At our shipyards, methods have continually been refined. At the time it takes to go from hull plating to a completed starship is now shorter than ever before. That's really good. 25% increase in ship build speed. Ship upkeep down 10%. Naval capacity up 20%. That's really useful. Orbital. Okay, we want to build ships faster. We're going to build ships faster. Then next time we're going to add in a new different tradition just to keep things complex in the Guberan Empire. I don't know if we can build any... Oh, we can. Let us build. What are we lacking in the minute? Nothing really, but I would like you to build another mining station. That would be very nice. Please, boys and girls and Guberans alike. And hopefully that will probably not help with our housing crisis that we've got going on at the minute. I should have probably built like civilian sort of what is it, like residences of some kind, but you know, we'll get around to it. People are getting charismatic. Vault Vegas, ever charismatic person. Science ships are still exploring around.
A system survey has concluded.
A system survey has concluded, which is fantastic news, as the ISS Trok Yatal has finished its thing. The first thing that we're going to do with it is I want to research whatever this anomaly was over here. I want to send this engineering ship over this way, and we want to build a starbase outpost here to expand Florida, to expand the Guberan Empire, to encapsulate the Uravwas system. The Great Guberan Empire. Hey, look, it's a snake nebula. There's a black hole there. Ooh, Jungrad is done, which is also very useful because we'd like to build a starbase outpost there, which we'll be able to do in a few turns. But in the meantime, we can definitely send the science ship to go and do something interesting. Hello, science ship. We have got 2 different anomalies happening over here. Why can't you research this? Because you're already doing that. Look at you. Look at you. Why are you doing that already? Cancel. I want you to do things when I tell you to do them. Research that. There you go. Another anomaly was found. Insane. Nice. People are gaining character traits left, right, and center. We're slowly expanding. Everything is moving at a very decent little pace here. I don't want to build any new ships just yet because I want to build a starbase outpost, and that uses the same resource, alloys, as building ships does. So you have to kind of manage your resources here. We've still got systems, obviously, that need exploring, and we will get round to those pretty quick. We should probably think about building another science ship at the next available opportunity, as well as various different defenses and various upgrades and things as we go along them.
Venture completed.
As you see there, our empire just expanded. We now own this bit of land. This is now undisputably our land. Geothermal, the measured pounding observed from orbit, is the motion of immense and ancient geothermal extractors breathing their last. Built and then abandoned at some point in the distant past, the vast batteries of disintegrating machinery have been pumping up superheated fluids from the planet core ever since. Their storage capacitors are all broken or leaking, but some energy can still be siphoned from them. So here on this system here, there was at some point geothermal extractors planted on by an ancient race, probably. An ancient fallen empire, perhaps. And which we can scavenge some of the resources that they left behind.
Construction
which is very nice. We have got another anomaly to research in this system. We now own Jungrad as well. As you can see, we're continuing to expand, and with it comes a bunch more resources that we can mine, which is going to help us with our bars up here, which is then going to help us to expand and build more ships and get a bigger empire and conquer the galaxy. And that's basically the loop. So first thing I really want to do over in Corella is I want to build an observation post for these aliens because I'm immensely curious about them. Over on, in the same system actually, looking at, I don't know if it was one of these, it's one of these 2, I don't know which one. Love's Labor's Lost. Having decrypted the signal, Vimus Taurus was astonished to discover it was broadcasting in an archaic form of one of the main Goober languages. Speaking in these, thous, and whenceforths, it appears to be reciting one of the lost works of Sapara Innick, a renowned Goober playwright who lived some 600 years ago. It appears that the broadcasting device, a simple satellite dish protected by a small shelter, is the only non-natural structure on the moon. There is no hint as to who left it there or why, but going by the wear and tear on evidence, it must have been there since shortly after the play was first written, long before Goobers learned the secret of space travel. We can only assume it was left there by ancient visitors to Florida who took a liking to the play and decided to pay our species a strange and unexpected tribute. Further evidence of the superiority of the Goober race, or wonderful news, disseminate the recording across the nation. So we could get 483 unity now, which could be pretty fucking useful, or further evidence and we could get an increase in monthly unity and a citizen pop happiness modifier for 5 years. I think that's probably what I'm going to go for because we don't super need a huge chunk boost, but we could always do with more happiness. We can't afford yet. Oh, we can afford actually to build some new stuff, which is pretty useful here in the city districts, because I would really like to solve our housing crisis that we've kind of got going on in Florida at the minute. We should probably clear up some of these like sprawling slums, which is, yeah, we can definitely afford to do that. So let's clear that blocker up, and on the surface let's build what do we want to build? Luxury residence, I think we probably want to build that just to get some more housing in, clear up some of the land, and that is the system almost fully surveyed. We have got another anomaly to research over there. Well, that's going on. That's fine. Everybody seems to be doing stuff except for the construction ship here, who should be doing something at least. So let's build. We cannot afford to build a mining station just yet, so he's gonna hang out and just wait. When the early game, your resources definitely something you have to manage quite well. Becomes less of a problem later on as you get better. Okay, so our construction is completed for our observation center here in Corella. This is kind of important stuff, because it kind of gives us a look in onto the people below. Corella observation. So what do we want to do here? Right now we are doing an aggressive observation. The natives are aggressively studied and live specimens are frequently collected to learn as much as possible about their biology and culture, which is exactly what we want. We want aggressive observation. Espionage. Plant advanced knowledge. So we could... Oh, this is really interesting. So if we learned gene tailoring, it will make it harder for our agents to disguise themselves as locals, increasing the risk of random negative effects. Okay, interesting. So we could basically increase the technological progress of the species down below and give them, like, advanced technologies. We could make them start to shift their ethics towards the same way that we think. We can completely take over their government and, you know, claim their land as our own and subterfuge them. So really what we want to do, so we could reveal our existence immediately to this pre-FTL civilization. Depending on their current awareness, they will suffer stellar culture shock for up to 50 years. Currently, they're fully ignorant to our existence. They are in the Bronze Age and completely unaware of us. So I think we should definitely build a spy network here and send one of our envoys to start building stuff so that we can run some little operations and experiments on the species that live down below. And this is actually what they look like, as far as I am aware. They're like the cat people. Interesting. The Quel Nudar. There's 800 of them, one variant. They are agrarian, industrious, sedentary, and wasteful population. And they're in the Bronze Age. At the minute, we have received our first Classidine report from Spymaster Venus Vegas inside the Quelnodon Society. This marks the foundation of our first spy network within a pre-FTL society. This endeavor grants us unique opportunities to influence this pre-FTL society, as well as presenting some unique problems. Namely, our operatives will have to carefully conceal their extraterrestrial nature. Carelessness may lead to unforeseen consequences. Okay, so we've got to be careful as we spy on this species here, but we're going to keep things up there and keep an eye on this as we continue on. That's quite an exciting development, and we can establish a new tradition, which I would love to do. I would love to establish a new tradition and see what we're gonna go for. I think possibly expansion could be pretty good, just because it kind of brings down the cost of things as we continue to grow up. Grow up? Yeah, we're all growing up together. We're all growing up together. Isn't that lovely? Let's set off our construction ships to build some mining stations. Construction ship over here. Can you afford to build a mining station yet? Nope, we're not just yet. Soon, though. That's fine. Our science ships are all doing stuff. How are we doing in the shipyard? Can we afford some new ships? We can. I would indeed like a new science ship, please, because I want to expand further and faster, as is the greatness, the best ways of doing things. So interestingly, yes, I want to take another look at this species here, the Quel Nadar. They are... sorry, explosions in the sky. The planet Jugrad 6 is the home of a marvel of nature. Giant, colorful explosions appear in the sky, a result of a chemical composition of the atmosphere reacting to the sun's gamma rays. Students and senior scientists alike are spreading this find like a wildfire. It has generated quite the spark of interest for the scientific field amongst our people. Nice. That's really good because our survey speed has increased thanks to that. And that is another science ship here. Both of our science ships are now fully done, I believe. No, sorry. I think this one's just finished getting built. Okay, so over in Jugrad, we are fully done exploring that system. We've obviously got that species there, the Quelnodaran Society, in the Bronze Age that we are going to keep an eye on and perhaps influence and mess around with their society a bit. That's going to be fun to do. But it's time to send off the ISS Jal Vokal into other systems, and we got to think about which is going to be the best pathway. This here, Sheliak, seems like a really important system, mostly because it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different connecting paths to it. So what we don't want is to ignore that, another empire to come along, claim that, and then suddenly they've got 5 different pathways into our own empire. So this is something that we want to get into and we want to survey as quick as possible. It's time to hire a new leader, either to power POC. We cannot afford to hire a new leader just yet, so excuse my face. We're gonna wait. That science ship is gonna have to hold tight for a while. We've got construction completed over here. Interestingly enough, this system, the Jugrad system, was not a very great system in terms of resources. It was interesting from a scientific sort of discovery point of view in that, you know, there's this whole other species there that we get to look at and mess around with and go to, but nothing else. There was not really anything else besides those little things that we managed to grab. So I'm going to send this construction ship over to Uravwas for a little while I set this other one to build a mining station there. So that's going to be very nice. You're going to start surveying this system. This is an interesting looking system. We've got a nice little asteroid belt here that could perhaps hold some very useful resources. How's our fleet is pretty good. We should build some more fleets around the place pretty soon. Oh, the Eurasian Concordinate. Ooh, event chain precursors. We have recovered artifacts from an ancient alien civilization on Stilak Va. From what we have translated so far of their language, we have learned that these aliens called themselves the Eurasian Concordinate. They were an interstellar power that held sway over this region of the galaxy a little over 1 million years ago. They appear to have been 6-limbed mammalians, and there are several references to some sort of plague called the Jovarian Pox, which swept across the Empire with devastating results, possibly leading to their extinction. Interesting. That's something to definitely keep an eye on. So we know of a precursor civilization that fell. A precursor civilization that is no more. Hey, over in Jugrad, obviously we've got that observation post. I don't want to upgrade Jugrad into a starport, probably, just because there's not really that much resources there. Worth thinking about. Shipyard, we're doing fine. How are we on influence? Can I afford to recruit somebody yet? Yes, I can. Do we want a roamer born to roam the stars, increased survey speed, or let's get an increased survey speed, shall we? Yes, I would like to recruit this person, and they're down there, so I would kind of like... see, I'm going to send this ship off that way when it's done, so let's go over here, I think. Let's survey Malef. I think Malef sounds like a really good surveying place. Construction ship is traveling. All of our ships are busy. This thing's getting built. Our strategic thing is there. That's very good. Oh, nice. So we've got some... This section here is all new. This, like, completed... This entire menu here is new. Although I like this, like, timeline of events. That's pretty cool. Apparently, we're currently ranked 13 in the galaxy, so this is a little spoiler page in the situation log if you go over to Victory, which has been disabled because, as I said, we're going for more of a narrative run. The rank kind of lets you know how many other species that you're competing with, how many other like AI teams are in this galaxy. There's at least 13. That's assuming we're in last place right now. Which hopefully we don't stay in 13th. I'd like to go up to first, please. I would like to go up to first. Construction ships are traveling. Science ships are science shipping. What a wonderful time.
Construction venture completed.
So we're happily constructing things at the minute. Let's build another research station over there. We can have up to 3 star bases. Unfortunately, we've still not found any place to send a colony. That's really going to be our next goal, I think, is we want to start taking over planets. We don't want to just be stuck to one planet. As much as I love Florida, the Empire capital, we're really not going to be able to expand our populace if we don't start finding other planets, which is going to get in the way of the rise of the Gubaran greatness, you know? Limbo. The signal originates from the remains of an antenna-like structure. Exploratory probes were dispatched from the ISS Trochiatal to the surface to investigate the matter more closely. What Science Officer Tuparafen found was a cavernous vault that, while easily pried open, was evidently the last safe house and refuge of some long-dead race of aliens. While reasonably technologically advanced, it seems they never reached for the stars and perished to some planet-wide natural disaster. The vault is immense, housing thousands upon thousands of black boxes that the ISS Trochiatal has determined to be data storage devices. A special project has been prepared to decode their content.
The situation log has been amended.
So we have discovered yet another fallen empire in Limbo. So we should definitely research this very soon as we finish surveying the system.
Construction venture
Which,
completed.
have we finished surveying the system? Yes, we have. Amazing. So we can start researching this immediately, which will be solved in 60 days or so. We have got a little science thing that we can build there, which is good. And I'm going to send the other construction ship over to Sheliak because it does not really need it at the minute. How are we doing? I would like to build a Corvette, please. I would like to expand our army ever more. The vault is a tomb for hopeful immortals. Science Officer Tuparafen asserts that the huge blocks of tyranny code found in the databanks are neural images. Digitized brain scans. Doubtless the aliens of Urav-Was 3 considered this their only shot at any kind of survival. Following whatever calamity befell their planet, they did not have the means to resurrect themselves, but banked on the impossibly small hope that eventually someone else would have those means. So we could let dead aliens lie and gain a ton of engineering points, or download the neural patterns and get not as much. But we could perhaps bring that race back if we get into like some sort of genetic engineering cloning type stuff, which maybe we will, so let's just keep it for now. You never know what might prove to be useful later on, you know? So this science ship is done, and I wanted to send him over to this system over here, which is not a super high priority because we kind of want to be expanding outward, but we already have 2 ships expanding outward, and I'd kind of like to know what's behind us in case there's anything of note there. So this construction ship is flying. We have got another... we still have got a little bit of... not of any crisis is happening. We can just build stuff. That's very nice. I love building things. It's so good. We should build another generator district. Or how are we doing for food? We're doing great for food. Let's build another generator district. Just because power and energy is very useful. Very, very useful.
Construction
resources.
venture completed.
Okay, so that is all the construction on Urav-Was completed. I'm going to send this construction ship actually over to this system here, and I would like to build a new construction ship, please, to send up north to Malef. Busy, busy, busy. Always got to be working. Always got to be working.
An
You want to
unusual
be...
phenomenon has cropped up.
Ooh, another anomaly. Planet emits strange magnetic waves. That's fantastic. Let's just check in real quick on how we're doing here. We're doing pretty well. We're building up this infiltration network. I want to read what's going on here. Daily progress of 1. We're 17 out of 50, which is pretty good. We've got 17. We need at least 20 before we can start fucking around with these people. I kind of want to just immediately infiltrate their government. I think that's going to be the most interesting thing to do. So I'm going to sit and save this thing until we get to 40. It's very, very difficult to do. Perhaps you know, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Because I would like to own this planet, and I would like to own this species. I would perhaps like to know what this species tastes like, you know?
A system
so that's a
survey
construction
has
ship we can
concluded.
send over there. A system survey is concluded over here, and there was very little. This has not been a very conclusive surveys so far, but let's continue to explore, I suppose, because you never know what's going to come and what we're going to need. We're going to build a starbase outpost just to expand the reach of our empire even more, because even if there's not that many useful resources in it, it's still useful to kind of grab the land while we can and while we're not directly competing with anybody. I'm sure you understand the logic behind that. Let's take a look at this system, in which case, fucking hell, that's a lot of asteroids in this system. Interesting. Again, I don't know how well it's going to be on
A
resources,
system
which seem
survey
to
has
be,
concluded.
you know, a bit of a problem that we've got. Nothing interesting happening in the Malef system either, which is, again, not good.
Construction
But
venture completed.
let's send them off to Sim real quick while the engineer is going over that way. Sheliak is now part of our empire, so we can start building some mining systems there. You know, we want to kind of build a nice cushion around Magnus. We want to keep Magnus and Florida as safe as possible. We could build some admin offices. But I'm going to build some research labs, because that seems more important. And gives us, like, jobs and stuff, you know. We do have enough for some new traditions. Starbase influence cost is down, which could be very useful. Colony development speed is up. Let's get our starbase cost down. I would like that. And, yeah, okay. I think we're in a pretty good spot. We're going to just continue to expand out Stellaris. Expand Stellaris? No. We're going to expand the Guberan Empire. We're slowly climbing up through the galaxy. We've not yet met.
Survey has concluded.
Okay. What a shit system. Okay. We've not yet met any interesting advanced societies. We found a couple fallen societies. Which I find to be quite interesting in terms of, you know, there's so many fallen empires around us, and yet we've not yet found any real ones. A new resource discovered. The ISS Trocyatal discovered a previously unknown strategic resource dubbed volatile motes in the Gronkard system. They contain immense energy, with applications ranging from energy production and fuel to explosives. We cannot extract this resource yet, but we could establish control over the system for future exploitation. We are sure to find more of these types of resources as we continue to explore the galaxy, each with unique properties and applications. This is potentially useful. We found a resource that we don't know how to use yet, but could be useful in the future. I'm not going to bother capturing Vulcan because it's a dead end. It's only worth 4 energy, and there's no way anybody else is going to be able to get to that. And until we like desperately need, or we're so high on resources that we couldn't like it's not going to hurt, then we'll expand into it. But we have no reason to expand down there right now. But we have just finished the research of coil guns, so that's very useful because we can upgrade some of our ships with coil guns now. And okay, what are we going to research next? Materials, workshop, automaton, automation building, I can't read, or powered exoskeletons. This leads to the development of robotics. I think materials is what we're going to look for, and also ships. Are you guys due an upgrade? We're going to upgrade our fleet here to give them some new guns, and I think we're going to end the episode here. It's been almost an hour somehow already. I love Stellaris. It's such a good game. The most interesting discovery I think we found here is the Kelnotaran Society, who we are going to fuck with hard. We are going to mess with these guys. They chose the wrong planet. They chose the wrong planet to be evolved upon. I don't know if there's a worse species that could have found them than the goobers, because we are gonna fuck with them and we are gonna try and eat them. We are gonna try and eat them. They look delicious. They're like fucking cat people, you know, like this. That's what they look like. They look like fucking cat people. We're gonna eat those guys. You know, we got mushrooms and now we got cats, and we're gonna go yum 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 on those people as soon as we can. But until then, thank you very much for watching this other episode of Stellaris as we continue to expand the great Gooberan Empire. We are still very small in terms of the galactic map, but we are getting there. We are slowly reaching out across the stars, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.